What's up everybody, Tiberius back, and today, as you can tell by the thumbnail and title, we are going to look at my personal top 10 chapters of Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, this is obviously a very subjective and biased list, we're each going to have different opinions on certain chapters or certain things we look for. It could be about the experience of the chapter, like say with leak culture. So if you see an entry that you just disagree with, or there's just a chapter that you think should be on this list, I'm all down for discussion in the comments. Let's just keep it civil. But to start off, I think the best thing to do would be honorable mentions. So I'd like to honestly mention a chapter cover, and that's going to be chapter 97. I think this one is straight gas. You know, this is right around the time, and I believe this is the exact chapter Gojo gets sealed. What better than to start with chapter 1, right? Chapter 1 is the start, the ignition switch to my favorite series and to my love for JJK. It's actually the first manga that I've ever bought. I remember the day I went to go buy it. I remember everything we did. I remember taking forever to learn how to read it because I never read manga before. So I have a special affinity for Jujutsu Kaisen, period. And by the way, the chapter 1 cover, I think, is telling us what the final battle will be. I think it is going to be a 4-arm Yuji, which those arms around him are Choso's brothers. Kind of like a brothers in arm type of, play on it. 4 chances for a Black Flash is pretty huge. Also Megami, I believe he is coming back. If you're wondering how he comes back, I have a whole theory regarding that. Drop down in the comment section below if you want me to do a video on it. The next honorable mention and final one is actually chapter 238, because we get to see the full incarnation of the King of Curses. Now, he did fully incarnate the chapter before, but this is the chapter we actually get to see go toe-to-toe with Kashima with his full curse technique. And the fight isn't the reason why this chapter would make it an honorable mention. It's mostly because Sukuna's character is so well done. Every time it's his turn to bat, he just kind of hits a home run. Sukuna never folds on himself, basically. In this chapter, we get his perspective of love and why it's worthless, like the little emo boy he is. And plus, I wasn't a huge fan of Kashimo. 2-chap slap got him out. So, cue the music.
I got horses in my car like a farmer. Yeehaw, finna pick up yo dog. He want beef on my hat to get him slaughtered.
Now, number 10, chapter 58, and that would be Megami Fushiguro's first domain expansion. It may not have been a huge moment for some of you, but for me as a Megami fan from very early on, favorite character doing the pinnacle of Jujutsu, and he gives into himself. He finally is selfish. He finally lets into those negative emotions and just stands on business. Megami was a first year and defeated a special grade curse. So ease off, my man. Number 9, chapter 221, the return of Satoru Gojo. Not only that, we also get the infamous Nah I'd Win panel. This is also one of those entries where Leak Night plays a big part into why I rank this chapter so highly. I know it's only number 9 on my personal top 10, but I mean, we're now at chapter 245. Leaks are happening tonight, as a matter of fact. Or, well, the leak war is going on, or some shit. It was also funny to see Shoko sitting like a badass just waiting for Gojo to come back. Number 8, chapter 74. The Awakening of the Honored One and the Departure of Toji Fushiguro. Now this one starts with him already confronted with Gojo as he's starting to hook up the inverted spear of heaven to the bottomless chain. Which is pretty clever thinking on his part, especially when you can wield it like he does. Toji was ostracized by his very own family because he comes from a royal family of Jujutsu, the Zenin family, who value cursed energy and cursed technique above all. So a boy with absolutely zero cursed energy is deemed as trash to them. So he was ostracized by his own people and treated in a very harsh way, like he's lesser than everyone. He wanted to rebel back and take down the pinnacle of Jujutsu, aka Jujutsu Jesus Satoru Gojo, and that's when Gojo just basically finger bangs him. Number 7, chapter 117. Now this is another Megami Fushiguro addition to the list. Mahoraga came unexpected. I had no idea, honestly, what to even expect at that point. Well, yes, it was a self-sacrifice, and it was against Haruta, but you have to remember, he had to deal with opening up a domain against Dagon, then getting pulled outside by Toji, then he got stabbed in the back by Haruta. So Megami, in my eyes, made what any sorcerer would have did and just tried to take the guy who cheap shot at him with him. Number 6 is chapter 27. And that would be Junpei's death, and of course Yuji's ultimate line saying he'll fucking kill Mahito. So much conviction and passion into this next sentence that it feels like anything he's ever said before is just a lie. That's how much he felt these negative emotions welling up inside of him, and he just let it go and he tapped into it. And that's when we now start to see that Yuji can damage Mahito. It's their first encounter as well. Also, I think that one of the least talked about moments is just Mahito and Sukuna getting a nice little mutual laugh at Yuji Itadori. Number 5, chapter 214. Now, chapter 214 is special to me in a personal way because it is the best performing video I have on my channel currently. And if you haven't seen it already, go check out that video. I think it's one of the best videos I've ever made. Link will be in the description below. But I do think that chapter 214 is the beginning of the end, our vehicle through the story Yuji Itadori. He isn't even given the chance, he feels like, to be surrounded by loved ones at the end of his journey, even if he gets there, because there will be no one left. Number 4, chapter 149. One of my favorite characters, Maki Zenin. She pulled an Itachi. What else more do you want? You know what this arc means to basically JJK to be given Toji, a badass like that, our own Kenpachi, then obviously he had to be taken out, but he left a long-term lasting effect on the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. Will she break the chain further away from sorcery to where no one needs cursed energy? Is she going to be pivotal in getting, through a merger somehow, getting rid of cursed energy across the board? Who knows? Okay, so I don't think the final 3 spots are really any secret, but for me, number 3 is chapter 236. I don't think his character was assassinated. I think every character that had a role in that specific chapter got a kind of boost upward in terms of character development or character writing, essentially execution. And I think it was a beautiful send-off, and he acknowledged him at the end and respect him on his deathbed as he smirked, being acknowledged by the strongest, Ryoma Sukuna. Number 2 is chapter 132. This was a hard one, but I think number 1 is just so iconic that it's hard to kind of put anything above it. But chapter 132, we get the and applause as an acclamation of the soul, and most importantly, the I'm you speech. But I mean, come on now, the I'm you speech is so impactful. He's like, you won. You are right. I am you. But that being said, I'll make sure that every time you come back, I will put you back down. Humans are afraid of death, and Mahito is the mirror that is the reflection of that. But Yuji is also, in the same sense, the equal and opposite of Mahito. The chapter is just flawless. I think it's a damn near perfect chapter. And number 1, to no surprise, 212, the switching of a vessel to another vessel, but this one that is in a cage. This was doable because Yuji doesn't see himself as someone who deserves protecting or someone who's worth defending. He still has that trauma from Mahito that left him and basically scarred him emotionally, taking the people he loved away from him right in front of him, may I add, back to back. A huge mental toll and emotional toll on him. Sukuna was gonna easily manipulate that. Sukuna did make a big gamble though, and it paid off. It's tough that the main character doesn't even see himself as someone worthy of such a simple concept. Yuji's objective originally was to collect the fingers and expose of him ridding the world of Sukuna forever. That very same objective that gained him all those loved ones and friends and close ones, the object of the objective is actually stripping him away of that before he gets to the end goal. This isn't your normal shonen. It is very shonen, but this shit got hands. And that's my top 10. So, is it perfect? Yes. I love to hear what you guys think, as well as see what your lists look like. Remember, stay normie, stay weeb, shit even in between is fine. Until next time, peace.